Hey everybody, welcome to the RC Retro channel. What's that? Oh, it's me underneath here, see? Well, it's almost Halloween, and a very cool vintage RC buggy has made its way to the RC Retro channel. And obviously by now, you know I'm talking about the Marui Ninja. Now, one of these appeared on Glenn's channel not too long ago, and I have to agree with him. It is a hot-looking buggy. And, you know, I knew of these. However, I know they're kind of rare, and parts for these are very hard to come by. And so I was kind of figuring maybe adding one of these to my collection, you know, later on in the future. It really wasn't, you know, on my immediate list to get. But then Joe, one of the guys I run RC cars with on the weekend, you know, 1 Minute in Joe's Corner, he's kind of like the eyes and the ears of the group and always finds really, really great deals. And right after, about a week later, after Glenn's first video of this popped up, he was like, yo, check this out on Facebook Marketplace. This guy over in New Jersey, about an hour from me, was selling a Marui Ninja. And he's like, you can't pass this up. It will be a great addition to your collection and your channel. And so I ended up reaching out to the guy. Guy's no longer into RC. It was a childhood car. He actually knocked off a few dollars because, you know, there was like a vintage remote and charger and battery, stuff I didn't really need. So I was like, yo, man, will you knock off some bucks? And he did that, and he overnighted it to me. So here it is. Now, I know this was already out of the box because, you know, you saw it in that little cool Ninja thing. And, you know, but it wouldn't be an official unboxing if it was out of the box already. So let's unbox it. Plus, what's really cool about this is that it's right around the time of Halloween, so it gives me an excuse to run around like a moron with a ninja mask and a samurai sword. So, here we go. All right. Awesome. Very, very awesome. This thing, oh, I'm sorry, honey. That's my daughter in the background. So, very reasonable price. Couldn't pass it up. It's a little rough, and it's going to need a little work to get it ready for the track, but I do plan on running this. I know it's probably in a very fragile state, so I keep my fingers crossed that once I do get it cleaned up enough for the track, you know, don't break anything, because like I said, parts for this are very hard to come by. All right, so as far as the overall condition, not the greatest. Very scratched up along the bottom, and I didn't even know that when I purchased it because all the pictures were just, you know, of the car, but not the bottom of the chassis. But when I took it out of the box originally and I saw that, now I, you know, have no issues running it because it's pretty much beaten up. So looks like it got a lot of use. Anyways, as far as the overall condition of the car, here's a quick video montage with some up-close shots. And then after that, I'll talk a little bit about what I need to do to get this ready for the track. Like I said, not in the greatest shape, but I'll work with what I have here. All right, so first off, let's start with the body. I know you saw some up closes of this, but the red pinstriping that runs around the body, that's shot, and there's no putting that back on. So I'm just gonna probably pull that off. There's really no cracks with the body, but it looks like at one point, like white paint was splattered on here. I think a little like Tamiya polycarbonate cleaner or maybe some Tamiya paint remover will get that off. But there are some other like blotchy spots in the paint, and I think something got on the inside of the body, and ate its way through the paint, and that's what these stains are that you see on the outside. So, but as far as to run it, I think the body will hold up fine. It's nice that I have the wing here with the original screws and the wing mounts, because eventually, later on down the line, I will restore this, and it's nice to have that. So I already ordered a TBG body and MCI stickers, so those are on their way. But in the meantime, just to run it, this will suffice. As far as the actual chassis, like I said, very scratched up along the bottom. So, I don't mind running it and adding, some battle scars to it because it's not in the greatest shape. The battery doors on here are a pain in the butt. I know that because I have a Marui Coors Melling Thunderbird over there, and it has the same battery door, except the chassis on that is gray and this is black. But that is in excellent condition, the chassis. And the only scratch marks on the bottom are right near these 3 tabs. And there's no way I can get the battery door just by pushing down on these 3 tabs, which makes sense now why there's probably some scuff marks around there, because the previous owner probably used a flathead screwdriver, just like I'm about to do to get this one open. And this one also around these 3 tabs has a lot of scratch and scuff marks also. So, it's gonna kind of pry it open. So, even then it's still, oh, there you go, boom. Now, I'm not sure if you picked up on it in the video, but inside here, along the back end of the battery compartment, there's a screw that feeds right through here. It probably is one of the support screws that holds the rear of the chassis to this area. And it kind of disintegrated in there. Now, the screw goes all the way through, and there's a nut over here, but, this is basically trashed, and it looks like there's some kind of epoxy or glue that was put over it. So the original owner probably cracked this and put something on it in the meantime. So I'm just hoping that it holds up for a couple runs so I can have some fun with this. Because if it completely deteriorates and breaks and separates, then I don't even know where I begin to find that. So fingers crossed. All right. The wheels and tires, well, the wheels also have a little bit of that white paint that's splattered on here, but I'll get that off, like I said, with a Tamiya paint remover. Just lightly go over it with a Q-tip and get a little white, speckled paint off of there. The tires are pretty soft. I was reading online ways to soften them up, like WD-40 in a bag would soften them up. That would also help with getting the flat spots out. All 4 tires have flat spots, so I've got to get those out. And as far as the tire tread on here, it has a decent amount of tread left on the tires. I don't know how well it's going to handle on a dirt track, especially when the dirt is very loose. I mean, it is a 4-wheel drive vehicle, so of course it's going to handle better than a 2-wheel drive vehicle, but I just don't know how well this is going to particularly handle, considering that these tires aren't the greatest. Everything on this car is kind of like wobbly and loose, so I'm not going to give it a very deep cleaning, like a restoration cleaning. I'm just going to give it a quick, once over. Maybe take each section of the car apart and just throw some parts into the ultrasonic cleaner just to get that grease and grime that you saw in the video off of the arms and the shocks. Obviously, I'm going to rebuild the shocks, add new oil to it. But I just want to get that grease and grime off. I'm sure that is from some of the shocks leaking over time and just came straight down onto the arms. So yeah, this is very dirty, but like I said, I'm not going to do a full-blown restoration cleaning. Just enough to get it, cleaned up a little bit, get some oil in the shocks, figure out the tire situation, and just tighten everything up to get it track ready. Because I really want to, get this down the track, have some fun with it first, and see how it handles before I decide to restore it. As far as electronics in here, well, all the vintage electronics are in here, including this crazy looking mechanical speed control. I've never seen anything like this before, but that's going to come out, and I'm probably going to put just a very simple setup in here, probably like a Hobbyween 1060 ESC. I'll probably keep the stock motor in here. I'm not going to go with anything too crazy because, I just want to get it out there and lightly run it on the track and not break anything. So, but that'll come out, and just swap out the electronics on there. So, yeah. But other than that, I'm really looking forward to playing around with this. So, what's coming up? Well, next video is going to be the Tombstone Dash 500 celebrating Halloween. So that's race night 6. Going to have a few tricks and treats up our sleeves for that video and that race night. So keep an eye out for that. Right after that, we'll be getting back to my usual content. Going to be doing an action footage video on running a vintage Optima Mid. I finally got that up and running, and then to follow after that will be a restoration video. I also have an RC10 restoration video coming out, a Monster Beetle, painting the body of a Monster Beetle. That is finally coming out. I've been doing that on and off since the beginning of the summer. And then, of course, running footage of this and a restoration. A lot of great content on the RC Retro channel coming your way, so stay tuned, all right? Well, anyways, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you all in my next video. Take care.